Happy Wednesday! It's Darla
and Judy Hayes with Design Realty Group.
And we're on
Real Talk. We're going to talk about deeds today and why they are so important and what's the difference for them on your house. There's multiple ones, and we're going to go through what is relevant and what you really want and what you don't want, and kind of what the differences are between them. Darla's going to take the lead on this one. I just got back from Disney, so I'm recuperating. My brain cells are still dead from all the trauma that goes on when you go to Disney.
Nana's trying to get her.
Nana's not going back.
Nana's a little done with Disney, I think, and that's too bad because she's still got two little ones that haven't gone yet.
I already told them don't think about giving money or whatever, but I'm not going.
Hey, Courtney, if you're listening, Aunt Darla will go because I'm sure by that time my oldest will probably be somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Olivia wants to go. Yeah,
right.
We're just going to go money.
Right. So, Judy, what is a deed? You've been doing this for a long time, so what is a deed?
So a deed is the ownership to your house. When you sign a deed, short story, it's 11 long legal pages of you are now owning this house, and it is you have to pay to stay to this house. It has the legal owners of the home, what your names are, whether it's you and your spouse, you and your daughter, whoever that is, who the legal owners of the home. And that is the document that your mortgage company will use to foreclose on you if you don't make your monthly payments, okay? Right. So that's the deed to your home, but there are various types of deeds, and we're going to go into those today. What quitclaim deeds?
We have a general warranty deed, a special warranty deed, and a quitclaim deed. There's a couple of others, but they really we'll focus on those when we talk more about foreclosures and things like that, and divorces and stuff. But today we're going to talk about the main three. Hi, Lorraine. We're going to talk about the main three that we have when we're transferring and buying and selling properties. You work that through a title company typically, or a lawyer, because the lawyer within the title company is actually who draws up that deed and transfers that paperwork. So when you get your closing documents, you're going to see an attorney fee on there, and that's basically what they're doing is reviewing that and drawing up that deed to turn it over to the new owners.
And one thing to mention that we get a lot of times is when we go to our listing appointments and you're now married and you're like, oh, they don't need to be on the listing documents. They're not on the deed to this house because I bought it before I got married, blah, blah, blah. That still doesn't matter whether you're married. If you're already married, even if they're not on there, you're still going to they have to go through the closing process with you and sign all the documents. Another question is, maybe I am married to my spouse and I'm on the deed, but I'm not on the loan. Okay, so that's kind of something I might not be on the loan because maybe my credit wasn't good and his was better, and it brought it down. And actually, I'm still on the deed.
And actually, that happens a lot. Yes. So let's talk about it real quick. So we'll have a married couple that will come in and they'll say, I didn't. It's just me that qualified. Let's say I work with a lot of vets, so it's just me that qualified. They didn't put my spouse on there. And then we get down to the closing and we're going through and we're talking about things, and they're like, well, why does she have to show up? And it's like, well, because you're married. And in Texas, we're a community property state. Right. So if you bought the property and closed on it prior to getting married, then there's no claim to that property.
Right.
If you buy the property while you are married, then as a community property state, Texas says that they have a legal claim to that property and their name has to go on that. So when you go to closing, the only documents that are being signed by the spouse that is not on the loan is that general warranty deed and a couple of other small documents. So yes, they do have papers to sign even if they're not on the loan.
Because the main thing you're signing at closing that's this much is your lender documents.
Right.
So if they're not on the loan, they're not signing all that, but they can still be on the home as an owner for it.
And one thing that you have to note, then we'll move on real quickly, is that even if they're not on the loan, if you're not on the loan and you get divorced or one defaults, you're still owner of the property, and you are required to make payments on it, even if your name is not on the loan. So keep that in mind. Okay, so let's talk about when we go to closing and you now own the property. During the closing process, for most homes, there is a general warranty deed that is put together by the attorneys. This general warranty deed is basically the general meaning that the entire time that this property has existed, There is a warranty that going back as far as you can go back, no one has any ownerships or claim to that property. So how do you know that? Well, the title company, that's the purpose of a title company or an attorney, is to go through there and look through the records and make sure that there are no outstanding loans, no
clouds
on the title. You know, nobody has during a probate made claim to the property. They want to make sure that if a spouse has passed away, that they've gone through probate. There's no heirs. There's heirships.
It's called no gap in the chain of title. You can see Freddie bought it, then he sold it to Jimmy, and then Jimmy sold it to John, and then John sold it to Billy.
Right.
And you can see the chain, and there's no gap in between there.
Correct. So that's a general warranty deed. It gives a general warranty all the way back through the whole ownership of the property. And that's typically what a title company is going to give to you unless something different is asked for. A special warranty deed. Now this has come into play over the past couple of years because we've had a lot of investors that have bought properties. Let's say after Harvey, a lot of properties were let go of, and they bought them, rehabbed them, and flipped them. An investor would typically do this. It's called a special warranty deed. And what that means is they tell you that they don't know of any claims on the property from the time that they have owned it. Okay? So there's been a general warranty deed probably before that, and then the current owner says, I don't know of any claims made to it as of the time that I've owned it. That's a special warranty deed. They exist. There's nothing different in them. If you decide when you buy the property that now you want a general warranty deed, you can go back through there and make sure that the general warranty deed has been in play.
It's kind of like, why would you do that to begin with? It's kind of like the middleman. It's one of those moot, why wouldn't you just get a general warranty to begin with as those investors?
Well, I think sometimes because they buy them and they don't buy them with a general warranty deed. They buy them with a special warranty deed. And and I think a special warranty deed doesn't, I think the claims on them are different as far as the way that the title insures them. So if you buy it with a special warranty deed and you come back and you find out 5 years ago there was a probate on it and there's an heir that says, hey, I had claim to that and I didn't know about it. Well, your insurance isn't going to cover that special warranty because it was before the property was purchased with the special warranty deed. So you're going to want a general warranty deed unless you're an investor, and then you're going to want a special warranty deed. Okay. The last thing that we're going to talk about today is the quit claim, Q-U-I-T. The quit claim is an even more special claim for the deed. It is when you're going to do a simple transfer of ownership from one owner to another. Now, when you might use that would be from one owner to another. A couple gets divorced and they bought the home with a general warranty deed, but now they want to deed it over to the spouse. And I will have to say that I think there has to be no loan on it when you do that, because if you divorce and they take over the payments, they're going to want you to refinance it and put it only in your name, because remember, their name is still attached to the property on that. So a quit claim is to go from person to person, family member to family member, or corporations or businesses. Okay. So I would very highly say, as a person, if you don't know what you're doing, don't accept a quit claim deed on a property without proper representation, because it's basically, you get no warranty with it at all. So
when you try to sell it, I just did that. Title company's not going to accept it. They're not going to accept the quit claim deed. That's basically, Darla and I are best friends. We trust each other. I'm giving her the quit claim deed to my house. Okay, we're good with it. She's good with it. I'm good with it. But if she now has the quit claim deed to my house and you try to sell it and go through the title company, they are not going to accept it.
Right.
They don't like it. Just did this. Had to go through a whole process. And what happens is, especially as you were mentioning, a divorce or a split up. My couple wasn't married. They were just living together and and when you split up, somebody ain't happy.
Right.
And so she wouldn't sign the original or the general warranty deed without some compensation.
Right.
So
and that's basically what it is. There is always compensation, interest bearing, that goes with the transfer of property. So a general warranty deed, you're buying the home, right? There is a transfer of money there. Special warranty deed, there is a transfer of money there. Typically on a quit claim deed, there's no transfer of money because you're just trying to get it from out of one name
to another
and into another name. But that isn't to say that you can't use an attorney or something like that and get it done. The thing is the title companies, issue insurance on those. So it can be done, but there is a special process that you end up having to go through.
And if the title company, they all have the way that they want things done and how they want that language written.
Get a hold of an attorney. Make sure an attorney that is, good at property, probate, family law, things like that, property tax attorney. You're going to want to make sure to use somebody that really gets it right.
Yeah.
Because you do not want any clouds on it, because it's a headache later. It costs a lot more money later. There are reasons to do it, but just make sure if you're not sure what it is, a quitclaim deed is not something you typically want to get over into.
And these deeds are filed at the courthouse. If you need a copy of them, you should be filed. You should have a copy of your records yourself. You should be able to get your hands on that when you get it. These days, I would highly recommend you scan it, put it in your special place. If you have a safe at home, put it in there. Let your family members know where it is. But I started to scan all my stuff and put it on a hard drive that I have, or on our Google Drives that we have, because, in 20 years, I'm going to be like, where's my deed at?
And the title companies are now sending those in electronic form. They'll either ask you if you want it to be emailed, put into your portal, or put on a flash drive.
And you really never need it again, because you get all this paperwork. When you leave a closing, you've got a folder with an inch worth of paperwork. You have it emailed to you. And 99% of everything in there is just CYA disclosures in there. You need your deed of trust. You need your settlement statement. You need your promissory note. Those are your three things that you need. Your settlement statement, we'll talk about it at the first of the year. There's items on there that can be used for your tax return. It's telling you all the money that you paid or was expensed to you on that. But your deed, again, is your ownership of the house. Then your promissory note is what you promised to pay the bank back. And those are the documents, the deed and the promissory note, that they're going to use if you don't pay your mortgage to foreclose on your home.
Right. So if you lose them, don't worry.
Yeah.
They are recorded in the courthouse, so you should be able to find it that way. Otherwise, Judy and I stress all the time about knowing and using an experienced agent. And the reason, one of the reasons why, is because we keep your records. So if you come back to us 7 years from now and you say, I need to sell my home, or I need to do something, I need my survey. Do you have my survey?
Yes,
we're going to be able to pull that up for you, and you're not going to have to guess, because you know what? There is no survey company database out there that says, oh yeah, let me type in your address. Here's your survey. You literally have to know who the survey company was. And most people, you don't hire the survey company. It's either us or the title company. You are certainly more than welcome to, but most of the time buyers will say, you know what, just take care of it for me and we'll get it done. But there are a lot of survey companies, but there is no database for that.
And and a lot of people are like, the surveys are recorded at the county.
No, they're
they're
not.
not.
The meets and bounds descriptions
Yes.
are recorded, not the actual CAD drawn surveys. So that's the reason we talk so much about using a realtor, somebody that you trust, that you want to come back to time after time after time again, because we're actually there to, it's more of a relationship, I'll say, than when you really need us, that's where we are. I mean, we pop too quickly in the event. And I've had my clients come back to me a lot and say, hey, I need X, or hey, I'm having trouble doing this. Can you help me figure this out? And sometimes it's not even attached to anything that we did. It's something that's going on now, or they're looking at doing in the future. And I'm able to help them with those resources. So, we're here for the long term. We're not here just to get you through and sign the papers and open up doors. That is not our only purpose with being a realtor. We really take this job seriously. I love what I do. I know Judy loves what she does.
It's way better than working at Disney.
I'm gonna have to agree with that one. So takeaway today. What is a deed? A deed is what shows the ownership on the property. It is recorded with the courthouse, and you want to make sure you know what type of warranty that you're getting when you close. Typically, it's a general warranty deed. Otherwise, it's a special warranty deed. And then you're going to want to make sure that you use an experienced realtor, because
like one of us.
We can help you get through this whole process. We know all the answers. No, we don't really, but
we're trying.
We can at least
Google it.
We can figure out the answers.
So next week, we hope you guys enjoy your holiday. We're going to take off, and we'll see you at the beginning of the year. We're going to have a few little changes on here. We're going to have a meeting after this, but I think Darla have some. What are our featured houses? I'll put your face on there and turn that back on. So I have a listing on Silver Bend, which is in Atascocita. It's showing like crazy. It is a 5-bedroom, could be a 6-bedroom with an office, downstairs, game room and media room. It is a great location. It is for $365,000. I have my thumbs crossed that we should get an offer on that today, but feel free to take a look at that one. That is a great property for a large family. It really is huge. This house is almost 4,000 square feet. Our second listing is 27330 Afton Way in Huffman. That is Courtney's listing. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath on an acre on a golf course, and it is 4,150 square feet. It's completely remodeled. She works with an investor all the time, and they do multiple homes, and he has done a fabulous job on this.
Is that the same?
Yeah. It's Eric, yes.
Oh, man.
Yes, they've done a really good job.
They do a really good job on
So
that.
take a look at those. Hope
What's
you
that
guys
price
have. It is $549.9.
And that's over in Humble?
No, that's
Huffman, over in Huffman.
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, and by the way, I will talk about the fact that D.R. Horton has a community opened up in Dayton.
Yes.
So if you are looking to move that direction, that is one of the latest up and coming areas that we have out here, Crosby and Dayton area. They've kind of been slow on the boat.
But since 99 open,
they've been slow on the boat and getting new homes and things over there. And you know how we talk about we love D.R. Horton.
Yep.
So it's another D.R. Horton Express community out there. They have released properties. I think they're starting in the 230s. They have good school districts over there. I love Crosby. Crosby hooks up really quickly to corridors that lets you get into
90 and
Baytown.
I-10 and
So if
Baytown,
you are someone that you know works over in Baytown, Texas City, over in the refineries doing things like that, that is a really short jaunt to pop over on the Beltway over there, or 90.
And you're still a little bit in the country. It's not so built up like the Humble of Tascocita area, but when 99 opened on that east side over there, we knew that Dayton was going to explode, and it's like D.R. Horton always knows what's going to. I mean, that's their job.
Right.
They know that.
Yeah, and I also have another friend of mine that's a developer that is developing a community over there that has 1 acre lots, and they're just at the beginning stages of that. He is actually selling the lots, and you can put your own custom home on it. And then he also is a home builder, and he's going to have reserve some lots. But they're selling they're pre-selling lots now. I think they start at $65,000 for an acre, which is really good. So they're doing, it's a whole community development. It's not just a bunch of land that you just go out there. It is a complete infrastructure system. They're going to have activity centers. They're going to have lakes and things like that. So if that's something that you're interested in, they do have some architectural and deed restrictions, but for the most part, I think it's going to be a really, really neat little area to be in over in Dayton.
It's hard to get that custom homes on acreage because the land's so expensive now. It's hard for developers to do that. On communities like I'm in the Commons, you have Northwest Ranch, Riverwalk. You're just not seeing those large developments like that because it's so expensive for.
Well, and there's not a lot of times in those communities. There's an immediate build on that, and his is kind of a longer build out. So if you want to buy the property now and hold it while the prices are good. So let's talk 1 second about what's going on in the market. We are seeing interest rates are falling a little bit. We are seeing home prices fall a little bit, but we also are seeing home appreciations are still continuing to rise. So if you're waiting for land to go down, it is not. Land will not go down. And if that is something that you're interested in, but you're not ready to build right now, buy now. I can hook you up with that, and we can get you set up and get you started on that. Otherwise, I think we're covered today.
I think we're good. We hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas.
Very Merry Christmas.
Spend it with your family. Enjoy it. If you're going to Disney, I'll pray for you. God, don't go that way. But it was fun with the grandkids and my fiance, Ricky. So we will see you guys back in January.
Bye. Have a good week and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.